Dennis Richard, in his book, talking about his book, Your Health is Your Choice. We're on chapter 20, and the title is Colonics. Well, I don't know what colonics is. Is it anything like calisthenics?
No, it's internal cleansing of your colon, your elimination tract. I was first made aware of it roughly 40 years ago, and I was having some serious back problems, and the chiropractor that I went to told me that that in many cases colonics would help with back issues. So I didn't really understand it at that time, and I really wasn't accepting it, but I thought I'll try anything, because I'd had back issues at that time for about 10 years from that back injury when I first started on the fire department. So anyway, I tried a few, and then I don't know, maybe 10 years later I tried a few more, and I was never impressed. It's one of those things that no one ever got my attention as to the importance of colonics, even though it sounded like I probably ought to try it, and I did a number of times. I never stayed with one colonist or took enough of them to make any difference in my health. Well, finally, in 2010, while I was down in 2009, June of 2009, I got a bug down in the Dominican Republic where I was with Jim Humble learning how to use MMS. Well, I picked up diarrhea, and it was severe, and it took me 8 months to get rid of it. So I was getting desperate at the end of the 8 months. I would try anything. MMS handled it really well, so well initially that within 2 or 3 days I'm thinking, well, it's gone. So the next thing you know, I quit taking MMS, I started eating eggs, and the reason why I emphasize eggs is because every time I would have eggs for breakfast, within a day or two, it's back. And it's unimaginable how many times it took me to realize that eggs were tied to it. You know, I mean, sometimes I think, I'm a slow learner. But anyway, this time I took a number of colonics in Las Vegas and got some temporary relief, but it wasn't getting the job done. And just as a fluke, I do Tuesday night conference calls, and I usually host doctors and healthcare professionals every Tuesday night. Well, 2 months before, I had scheduled a lady by the name of Georgia Cole on my conference call, and she's a colonist. And so she's been doing it, she teaches it, she's got a school in Montana. Well, anyway, so during this conference call, she's telling me about how she's getting these big strings of black tarry stuff out. Well, I've heard about that, but I've never seen it. All the past colonics I've ever had, I've never seen anything like that come out of me. So anyway, she really intrigued me, got my attention, and pointed out that likely the bugs that were causing this had learned to hide their breeding grounds between the colon and covered by this black tarry stuff. So that even though the MMS would eliminate the actual live bugs, it didn't get to the breeding grounds. So then they would hatch into this environment, and they'd start the cycle all over again. So anyway, finally, by the time I was off the call that night, I made an appointment for the following week, and I drove about, it must have been at least probably over 1,000 miles, 1,100 miles, something like that, to go see her. And so anyway, I did that. We were doing 2 a day for 5 days, so I did 10 of them, and that finally eliminated this problem altogether. But I was starting to get to where I was feeling that this could be life-threatening when you can't get rid of something like that, and there's like, what do you do? How much more can I do? I was taking everything imaginable to try to stop it, and the colonics finally but it's colonics from somebody that knew what they were doing. Wasn't the average colonist wouldn't get those kind of results. So anyway, I really feel a great deal of gratitude towards her, and another friend of mine who's a doctor in the same town in Montana who helped guide me as well, helping me to understand other things that I can take in conjunction with it that would help me get beyond this issue. So it's really, it's an important part of your health, I think. Anything you can do to cleanse your insides, your digestive tract, your colon, your elimination tract, has got to help you overall, because you get rid of those toxins that break down your immune system that allows the body to heal itself. Okay?
Okay, thanks for the explanation.
Right. I've got them all lined out in my book, so I really emphasize the importance and a protocol of what to do, how to do it, what works, what doesn't work, and makes life a lot simpler when you can refer to something that's from practical experience and not from something like a textbook that said, well, if you do this, this is supposed to happen. Well, I did this and this is exactly what happened, and I can lead you through step-by-step things that will really help you to make your health your choice.